Well, does trouble ever cease? I know my hot water tank was bad. I've been turning it off and on all summer. I finally got my daughter's cold water tank in and buried, and her new hot water tank in and working. I'm going to go to one of these. This little box, believe it or not, contained the hot water heater that instantaneous. There's no tank. I thought my daughter would hate it. Turns out she loves it. And if she approves it, I figure it must be good. So I'm going to sit down today and order a second one of these to yank that tank out of there. And actually, I'm thinking I'm going to just close in that wall and mount this right on that wall there. At the same time, this furnace, I installed this myself in 2019. Same time I got that hot water tank. Some electric program gave me that hot water tank for free. And I could have got a free furnace, but I'd already bought this and had it installed, so they wouldn't give me a new electric furnace. Now, I've had propane, I've had oil, wood. It's so hard to get oil around here. They had $800 in my energy assistance and would not deliver me oil because you had to order 300 gallons. They had $800 of my money. They're like, come and get the oil, but we're not delivering. I had to actually give them another $300 to get the oil. Now that was back years ago during an oil crisis. That spring I ripped the oil furnace out and threw it away. I jumped. I had to get my electric service. You see, I got two boxes over there. Now one's open because I turned the garage and the hot water tank off. But they wanted $5,000 to convert me over to 200 amp service to run an electric furnace, replacing that little gray box on the right. Finally, I got this one guy works finally. I'd call him local. He's a few miles away, but he come. I said, why couldn't you just put a new 200 amp service in and run 100 amp breaker over to my old 100 amp service, and you wouldn't have to touch that box at all? Man, that idea saved me $3,000, $2,300 or something like that. It ended up, it was $1,800 to get converted over to 220 and then run a wire from this box to that box. Why it had to be through that pipe, I don't know. For some reason, they had to put that god ugly pipe there. But in there is just a furnace breaker and a breaker to go to that box. Worked out great. Now here I kicked this thing on this year, fourth winter. The heating element's one of them's up. I can shut that side off. No difference at all. No difference in the heating, no difference in the running. I took the door off the other day, checked it with my electric tester. Seems to be getting juice to the bearing, it's just not lighting up. I could have swore when I installed this, which, hillbilly installation, I guess you want to call it. But when I installed this, I swore I stuck the paperwork up there in that crack. I cannot find the manual on this furnace. And I cannot find a new blower element. I better turn the switch back on. They don't make a heating element. It's only 4 years old. So it ends up, I'm probably going to have to buy a new furnace. If I have to do that, I'm moving the furnace out of this room. Now that I got electric and don't need a chimney, and I'm not stuck to being in this room, what I'm gonna do, I added my bedroom and this downstairs room onto this house in the 80s. And it's been freezing ever since. This room gets no heat. Up in that cupboard right there, back up underneath there is all the ductwork that goes across for here and down into the floor vents for this room that you can't see. But I'm going to tear that cupboard out. I'm going to put that furnace right under the steps there. And by cutting into the ductwork there and splicing the furnace in there, this room should be the warmest room in the house. And I've checked it out already. Literally, I think I can actually pull a piece of pipe out of in there, put the furnace in. All I got to do here is take this pipe right here and connect it up to this pipe. That pipe there takes all the heat to the bedroom. This pipe takes it to the dining room and the kitchen and the, I don't have a living room, but like I say, that pipe's got a hook to that pipe in the back there with the elbow. I'm damn near thinking I can take that 3-foot section of pipe out in that closet, stick it right in between these two, and then put the furnace in between in there. Even my cold air returns, which I've only got one, probably isn't enough, but in there, this cold air return goes right in there too, right by in there. All I gotta do is cut a hole and hook it up. But I can't find a new burner. I gotta tear that door off and take pictures of all of them. There's stickers everywhere with numbers on it. Same inside. There's 3 or 4 stickers in there too. So I'm gonna have to pull that door back off. Take some pictures of them stickers. I got some guys on eBay waiting for me to send them the pictures to try to find me a new heating element, which I hope that's the problem. When you buy these, this isn't actually a furnace. This is what they call a heat exchanger or an air exchanger. This is up in ductworks in factories, and it's actually just a blower that keeps the air circulating through them long runs of ductwork in mills and stores and stuff up in the roof. But they sell a kit you put in them that turns them into a furnace. So as that air's going through all that long ductwork, this will actually, if it gets cold, it'll heat it back up again. Air exchangers, I think they call them. I don't know if that's why it's only lasted me 3 years or not, because it's not really a furnace, it's a heat exchanger, but I'm half tempted to just leave this thing right here like it sits. Go in that closet and do my thing with a brand new furnace. And then when I'm sure it's going to work all right in there and everything, I'll come out here and just connect that pipe over to that pipe right there and pull this sucker out of here. I don't know. I'd love to just find a burner and replace it, but it used to be you couldn't put your hand here when I ran it. It got hot. I've been in. That should be all glowing red now. I swear it's one thing after another. Last time I put that furnace in, I put a furnace in my daughter's trailer, a mobile, double wide too. Put a roof on this house. I put a roof on that house. Furnaces in both of them. That thing should be going up like crazy. And any of my old friends on here from Phoenix Glass, when I worked in the glass factory, yeah, this is a temperature gauge for your plunger water. You guys will know what that means. This on the machine told you how hot your plunger was. You had a valve to regulate the water. It's 90 degrees. So it's gonna hit on it. But in cold weather, that'll run 20. It's gonna hit on it. That ought to be up there fast. I think it used to go to like 140. But, like I said, fix one thing and there you are again. I finally got hot water and cold water going to my daughter's house. Like I say, her furnace is 2 years. This is the third winter on her furnace. God, just sake, nothing happened. Last winter I did have to replace a breaker. One of the breakers went bad. We had bought a cheap breaker when we bought it. Ended up, that's what we got. We have to replace it. But she's all taken care of. Now I got to start thinking about this thing. As you can see, that's kind of a funky looking deal. The first furnace I put in was only that big. And the weird thing, the guy that put in my electric, he seen my backhoe and he needed some backhoe work done. So I drove it all the way to his house, worked all day. Knocked $500 off on my electrician work. And while I was there, he said, hey, I got an old furnace ductwork and stuff out of the house I put in there. So I come home with all this ductwork. And rigged up this deal to make the other furnace. The other furnace was, like I say, only that width. I had to add a little bit on to this. It was just funny. I got my electric at $500 off and got enough ductwork to put my furnace in. Funny little coincidences like that happen to me all the time. Yeah, he seen my backhoe. He said, I'm getting married here in a couple of months. I need my farm cleaned up. Well, I'll spend the day with him and his son. Ran out of fuel. Luckily, they had some fuel there. He got me running again. We got him all cleaned up, ready for his wedding. Beautiful farm. I was there as a kid. My dad knew somebody on that farm when I was a kid. I think one of these things have a model. All right, well, 13 minutes. I'm going to cut that there and I guess take the door off here. Yesterday I was a veterinarian, today I'm a furnace repairman. Who knows what the hell tomorrow's going to bring. Everybody have a good one there. Like I said, I'm going to try to make a video every day. Or something messing with it. Like I say, that water tank coming out of there filling the water up. I want to pull that shelf out of there and actually do all these walls in wood down here and hide a lot of these wires. This is the last room in the basement that hasn't been done. I got enough plywood and stuff to do it, like's on the roof here. I bought a whole bunch of sheets of that one time, cheap. Story of my life, I'm always fixing something. I never realized when I changed my first car engine at 12 or 13, at 70 years old, I'd still be fixing shit. Ain't no fun no more, like it used to be. Used to be a challenge, like to get in there and figure out what was wrong and make it work. Now it just seems like it's a pain in the ass. Huh? All right, everybody have a good one. I'm gonna go find me a furnace here on mine. Catch you all later. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.